The first truth I want to talk about is one of the juiciest, and that is laser skill doesn't automatically translate to business skill. This is a really common scenario that comes up in the craft business space a lot, and I fell victim to it myself. Let me explain with a quick story. Long before I started my laser business, I was a leather worker. You can see all the leather stuff on the shelf behind me and in my videos. They're all things I've made over the years. Well, back when I was getting started, like many people, I had dreams of starting my own leather goods business, or at least being able to sell enough product to recoup the cost of buying all the tools and materials. That stuff's expensive. So right at this moment in my thought process is where I made the crucial mistake. What I really wanted to do was start making money. What I actually did was double down on mastering the craft and ended up ignoring anything that was actually going to put me in a position to make sales. Learning the craft, whether it be leatherworking, woodworking, operating your laser, is a different skill set than learning how to effectively market and sell your products. Now, I'm not against wanting to master your craft in any way at all. I think it's great. I'm just saying be honest with yourself about your intentions. When I started making things to sell with my laser, I made sure not to repeat that error. I learned enough to get myself going and slowly picked up more laser knowledge as I was running the business. There are plenty of people out there with more detailed and specific laser knowledge than I have. I know that because I watch a lot of their videos here on YouTube. But I've been able to turn this stuff into a full-time business because I've spent an equal amount of time learning all those other skills that are required to do so. The next truth, action wins. Starting your own laser business is a pure entrepreneurial move. Your success in this space is going to be predicated on your ability to get up every day and make things happen. It's as simple as that. I've been doing this for 8 years by myself, full time. I don't have a boss telling me what to do every day. I have to be that boss, otherwise nothing will happen. So the person who's willing to take action is going to win. Sometimes the action pays off, sometimes it doesn't, but at least you're making a habit of putting things in motion. You could go out right now and buy a $100,000 top-of-the-line Trotec laser with all the bells and whistles, but if you just sit there and stare at it, the person with the Glowforge that's putting themselves out there will eat your lunch. Don't be afraid to promote yourself. Don't be afraid to hand out business cards to local businesses. This is all up to you. There's a reasonably expensive laser that I really wanted sitting in a crate right next to me here. This company didn't know who I was last week. But I really wanted this laser, so I shot my shot, emailed them, asked if we could work out a deal, and they sent it to me. And if they said no, that's okay. I'm also trying to start a laser podcast here, and the first 3 people I asked to be guests all turned me down. It's fine, you just keep going. So, all that to say, just be a person of action. The next truth, finding local customers and offering local laser services is the easiest way to start, but online niche sales have the highest upside. People might come at me a little for this one, but I think it's true. When you get started in your laser business journey, the quickest way to making your first dollar is finding local clients. Family, friends, neighbors, local businesses, schools, anything that you would consider in person. That's because people prefer to do business with people they either like or know. You might not know some of your neighbors or local businesses personally, but you have something powerful in your corner, locality. Living in close proximity to your potential clients often instills a certain base level of trust. This kind of group dynamics has existed as long as people have existed. Why are we so rabidly attached to local sports teams? Same idea. But unless you're willing to expand the reach of your local services or you live in a heavily populated area, I think selling online has the highest potential. I think about it this way. When you're operating locally, you're more beholden to things like population size of your area, traditional business hours, types of local industry, stuff like that. When you operate online, you theoretically have a worldwide customer base and can make sales around the clock. My favorite thing in the world is to wake up every morning and look at my Shopify and Etsy notifications from sales I made while I was sleeping. The thing with the main products that I laser cut is they're extremely niche, and there's no way I would survive selling them on a local level. There's just not enough customers. But because I sell online to the entire world, I have plenty of customers placing orders. So, if you want to move fast, start local. But if you have a great niche product idea, focus online where the sales happen 24/7. Let's do another spicy truth. The majority of successful online laser shops that you see here on YouTube and social media, 9 times out of 10 all have multiple sources of income, and you should too. I know I do. I've got about 7 and I'm about to add another one. Look, there's a lot of romanticism peddled in this space. We're all dreaming of quitting our 9-to-5 so we can work with our lasers and pursue our creative passion. And as someone who's taken that plunge already, there's a cold, hard reality that comes along with it, that this is really hard. I learned very early on in my laser business journey that I needed to take in income from any source I could to make it work financially. Because if I relied solely on the money I make with products that I physically have to cut, pack, and ship, I'm going to be glued to this machine and stuck in my workshop for all hours of the day. Now, don't get me wrong here, there are many, many laser businesses, probably the majority, that make all of their money from one source of income offering their products and services. It's completely doable. I also bet they have employees, commercial spaces, and all the other overhead that comes with expanding large enough to make it viable. I do make the majority of my income with the products I produce on my lasers, but I also make money from digital files, video ads, affiliate links, working with businesses in the laser industry, one-on-one coaching calls, and the list continues to grow. Having those other streams of income allows more freedom to decide which jobs I want to accept and which ones I don't. You'll often see a similar pattern if you study the content of your favorite YouTube craft businesses. It's just the nature of the new, modern, small business entrepreneur. The last truth I want to discuss today is there is no established timeline for your success. Your next order or your next product idea could completely change your life. This truth is why I love this industry so much. Think of the standard way we're all taught about starting a new job or career. First, we spend months, maybe years studying, learning all these new skills, take out a loan for 50 grand to go to school, or spend years doing an apprenticeship. Then you're done and you're ready to start climbing the ladder. You start off at the bottom with the lowest pay, but if you keep at it, maybe in a couple years, the boss will bump you up a level and increase your check enough to match inflation because he's such a nice guy. But in this line of work, one day you could be chatting with the owner of a local business, and the next day you could receive an order that sets off a chain reaction. I'm an active member of many different laser Facebook groups, and you see this kind of post all the time. People desperate for new laser suggestions because their customer, who started off with a 5 tumbler or 5 nameplate order, came back with a 300 tumbler or nameplate order. And oh yeah, they want to tell their colleagues about you because they like the product so much. This applies to selling products online as well, probably even more so. If you're good at spotting trends or you just have a knack for creating products people love, well, congratulations. Even Etsy is going to start pushing you for free because they want to give their customers the best of the best. Putting yourself out there by taking action combined with some luck of being in the right place at the right time can change your trajectory overnight. There are no gatekeepers here, and don't listen to anyone who says otherwise. As always, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, I'd appreciate it if you just tap the like button, could subscribe, and I'll talk to you soon.